He's the only one who will come out of this situation where everybody can look at him and respect him. I think that itself is a win, aside from the fact that he still made a whole bunch of money this year, aside from the fact that he got through it not having to take the shot.
Literally, this is about the hierarchy of sports in the New York metropolitan area. The New Jersey Nets, they're kind of like the Clippers. They're always going to be second banana to the traditional franchise, the New York Knickerbockers. But as soon as the Yankees came into play, and maybe a little bit less, the Mets were probably the second baseball franchise there. Now Eric Adams had a real quandary on his hands, like, geez, what do I do here? People may or may not care about the Nets, but they certainly care about the Bronx Bombers. But again, this is about the priorities in our society, Jason, because as you pointed out, look, we love sports. We made our living in sports. All these gentlemen are doing is playing a game for entertainment for millions of dollars. Is what they're doing for a profession really as important as police officers and firemen? That's the question. Once again, this is really comes down to me. The bigger story is we have some really warped priorities.
You know, I think you mentioned whether or not this is a win for Kyrie. I think the biggest win is he gets to walk away with some self-respect. And most of these other guys just rolled it out, and whatever they had to do, they had to do. Kyrie actually had a reason for doing this. I got a buddy who's pretty close to Kyrie. So Kyrie's mother was born into an Indian tribe. And if you know anything about the Indians, and he considers himself a Native American, whatever the respectful way to say it is, they are very holistic. They don't trust the government, and they don't trust vaccines. And so Kyrie had he was never going to crack on this. So there was a little more to it. And I don't know if you've seen the pictures of him at home games where he's allowed to sit there without a mask, smiling. Yeah. He just knows he's the only one who will come out of this situation where everybody can look at him and respect him. I think that itself is a win, aside from the fact that he still made a whole bunch of money this year, aside from the fact that he got through it not having to take the shot, aside from the fact that by the time everything's done here, he's going to get to play in the playoffs. You're going to have to show me where he lost, because I don't see a spot where he did.
I think this is going to make these athletes a little less controllable and a little less programmable. I think Kyrie's win here will be a signal to the rest of the athletes like, okay, hold on. Instead of going with whatever is trending over social media, instead of concerning myself with a little social media backlash, perhaps I should put some thought into my decisions, and perhaps I should do what I actually believe, because the reason most everybody else went along is because of social media. They didn't want to take the social media hit. Kyrie took it. He took heat from Mike Wilbon and Stephen A. Smith and people shouting at him on ESPN and calling him a terrible person. And so the final victory, hopefully, will come if the Brooklyn Nets can get it together and actually compete for a title this year and perhaps win the NBA title. Then I think that's really going to do damage to social media's ability to continue to manipulate and control the behavior of athletes.